We are raising children in a world loud with fear, and let's be honest, a world that often feels unsafe for marginalized families, queer families, and anyone who dares to parent more with compassion than a heavy hand. And every day, parents are being told to stay glued to the news, to consume more panic, more outrage, more trauma, as if constant fear is the price of being a good and informed parent. But what if I told you that one of the most radical things you can do for your children right now is to protect your nervous system? Because I've parented through times of violence, through global tragedy, through postpartum depression, and today I want to talk about how we raise grounded, emotionally safe kids in a world that feels like it profits from our terror. Today's episode of the Becoming Baby Ready podcast steps outside of our typical conversation because I feel as though as parents, many of us are struggling to figure out how we step forward, how we move forward, how we think ahead when we are faced with the atrocities that are so pervasive and commonplace, the horrors that are befalling our peers and our friends and our loved ones. It's hard to know what to do as parents. So today, I am the voice on the Becoming Baby Ready podcast, and we're going to talk a little bit about the world we're living in. Welcome to the Becoming Baby Ready podcast, your podcast for queer family planning. My name is Sam, and throughout this podcast, you'll hear me have conversations with professionals who work alongside people who want to start and grow their families, as well as parents of intentionally created families. Everyone I speak to identifies as being part of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. This is your opportunity to learn answers to questions you didn't even know you had. Hi, everyone. I want to talk about something that's been sitting really heavy on my heart lately. And judging by the messages I've been receiving from some of you as parents, I know I'm not alone. Because the world feels terrifying right now. Heavy, overwhelming, uncertain. And when you're raising babies or young kids in the middle of all that, it just hits differently. I remember the first time I felt that deep fear as a parent. I was pregnant with my first child, and I made what at the time felt like a simple mistake. I turned on the news. There were stories about 4 people being shot in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, during a parade celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I remember sitting there, hand on my belly, thinking, what have I done? Why am I bringing a child into a world filled with this much hate? Fast forward a few years. It's Tuesday, September 11th, 2011. I have a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old. And I'm at home, just hanging out with my babies, when a friend calls and tells me to turn on the television. And my heart, well, it felt like it was ripped open that day. That was the beginning of my postpartum depression journey, though I didn't fully understand it at the time. And now, here we are again. Parents are reaching out to me, constantly asking, how do I protect my children? How do I keep my family safe? What should I be doing right now? They want checklists. They want certainty. All of you want guarantees. And the truth is, there's only so much we can control. Yes, be vigilant. Know where you're going. Stay aware of your surroundings. Have your documents organized. Passports, insurance, birth certificates. And for many queer and chosen families, that also means second parent adoption paperwork and legal protections. Those things matter. But there's something else I need to say, and I cannot stress this enough. Turn off the news. Not because the world isn't real, not because injustice doesn't exist, and definitely not because we should stop caring. Because your nervous system matters, and your kids need you grounded, present, emotionally available. The modern news cycle is designed to hook you. Stay tuned, and when we come back, it feeds fear in small, constant doses until you feel helpless and terrified. And when we are overwhelmed, we stop parenting from connection. We start parenting from survival. And survival mode is exhausting. So I want to invite you to do something that might feel radical. Slow down. Turn off the television. Mute the breaking news alerts. Take news feeds off your social media if they're sending you into a spiral. When people around you want to talk about and engage about the atrocities of the world, and you see your small children sitting nearby listening, because they're always listening, even when we think that they're distracted and playing and not hearing what's happening around them. They're hearing it all. They're getting a sense from our body language, the tone of voice, the anxiety that's creeping into every conversation. And they know bad things are happening. Stop those conversations. Tell people around you not to bring things up when your children are around, or at all if it's bringing you stress. Remind yourself that you matter. Instead, follow people who make you laugh. Watch babies giggle. Is there truly any sound better in the world of a child who is truly laughing from their belly? Watch kittens play. Watch videos of horses running through fields. Fill your brain with reminders that joy still exists. Follow people who make your heart feel softer. And if you're struggling, please reach out for support. Whether you're newly postpartum, or 2 years, or 5 years into parenting, you deserve care. Organizations like postpartum.org and postpartum.net exist for a reason. You do not have to carry this fear alone. Talk to somebody. Talk to your family care provider. Talk to your therapist. Talk to your best friend. But don't stop talking. We are parenting through incredibly difficult times. We are raising children in a world that can feel chaotic and unpredictable. It's terrifying. And still, we love. We nurture. We build safe spaces inside the storm. So today, I'm wrapping you and your family in light and love. Always. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. And next time we'll have a regularly scheduled conversation with a dad who already has a child and would desperately love to see his family grow by at least one more child. And he talks about hope, and maybe that's what we need to lean into. The hope that the world has, the hope that we have for our children, the hope that things will get better, because without hope, we don't have anything. And our children are living proof that dreams, well, they do come true. Thank you for joining me today on the Becoming Baby Ready podcast. If you have a story that you'd like to share, or you know someone who might, if you're a professional who works in the capacity of helping people start and grow their families, and you identify as being a part of the 2S LGBTQIA plus community yourself, then please don't hesitate to reach out. We always have room for more stories to share, and there's always more learning to do.